If you were a devout Christian living in France or England or Canada and you were sick, would you go to the doctor? Of course. What kind of a question is that? Well, guess what you're not going to get like we get in America. You're not going to get some forms to fill out to submit to your insurance carrier because they don't have it. It's a single payer system. Now, Bernie Sanders, I'm going to play this clip for you. He did something, in my opinion, is genius. And I don't remember if he did it in the last clip or this one, but he calls it the expansion, Medicare for all. That's what he wants, Medicare for all. Rather than calling it a single payer system, he's touching on the fact that, look, we already have Medicare and Medicaid. So let's just have Medicare for all and keep the insurance companies from ripping us off any further. So, watch this clip.
The criticism is to pay for this. What you're really asking for is one of the biggest tax hikes in history. And that is the criticism.
But Chris, that is an unfair criticism for the following reason. If you are paying now $10,000 a year to a private health insurance company, and I say to you hypothetically, you're going to pay $5,000 more in taxes, or actually less than that, but you're not going to pay any more private health insurance, are you going to be complaining about the fact that I've saved you $5,000 in your total bills? So it's demagogic to say, oh, you're paying more in taxes. Let's also talk about we are going to eliminate private health insurance premiums and payments, not only for individuals, but for businesses as well. Again, we are the only country on earth that allows private insurance companies to rip us off. We spend 3 times more than the British, 50% more than the French. We can do better than we're doing right now.
Do you see? Do you see why he is igniting so much enthusiasm on the left? It's clear. He's setting up the bad guy. The bad guy are the insurance companies that are ripping us off. The bad guy is the pharmaceutical companies that are ripping us off in conjunction with their bought and paid for politicians in Washington, D.C. And the truth of the matter is, he's right. Okay, forgetting the issue of whether or not we would have Medicare for all. He's right. I'm gonna speak to you from my heart, even more than usual. My mom is on Medicare. She has private insurance because she's a retired school teacher, but somehow or another her health care is also paid for in part by the government. And some of my closest friends are over 65, and now when they go to the hospital, Medicare is taking care of their bills. I mean, I don't believe in it, but what am I going to do? Am I going to criticize them? Am I going to say that they're ripping us off? Am I going to say you're social? I mean, what am I going to do? We have set this structure up so that the question that we have to ask is, can health care ever be considered under the general welfare clause of the Constitution? In other words, everyone has it. The general welfare clause of the Constitution means that everyone can go on these roads, everyone can use these bridges, everyone is protected by the U.S. military, okay? It's the general welfare. This is something that we all enjoy together. And we pay taxes for a fire department in many of our major cities that protects all of our homes equally. We pay taxes so that the police can protect us all equally. Should we be in a position where we pay, part of our taxes go to pay for all of us to have health care? We have fire insurance, we have fire companies that come, right? We have, not fire insurance, fire companies that come, police departments, sheriffs, public water works, go down the line. So there's a compelling argument here. I'm telling you, we're not done with it. And I also concur, and it perplexes me, all right? It does perplex me on a personal level. But I have no doubt in my mind, none, that we are being ripped off by Blue Cross and Blue Shield and by massive insurance companies and by the pharmaceuticals. I just, in my gut, I've seen too much. I've read too much. I believe we are being ripped off. So something's got to happen. Something's got to happen. And populists like Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump are going to continue to score big when they touch that nerve. And it's going to topple. It's going to topple some of the corruption that's at the top of the food chain politically and economically in this country. I'll be right back.